Welcome to the Finding Joy in the Journey podcast. This is Sheridan Ripley. I'm a teacher, a life coach, an author of 6 books, and I am so excited to be with you here today to share a tip or a tool to help you find more joy in your journey. Today, I'm going to talk about the obstacles to overcome with loving yourself. I'd say the first obstacle for me is the trap of comparing myself to others. Sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a good mom. And then I'll see other moms doing something that I don't do. And I'm like, oh, I'm really bad at that. Like I can see when I'm comparing how I'm not good. This is very normal. I think it's human nature to compare ourselves to others. However, I don't think there's a lot of benefit from it because it doesn't make us like ourselves more. I do think it's good to think of ways you can improve as a mother or as a human or whatever. However, comparing yourself to others to figure that out is not the best way. I prefer rather gathering information from a more neutral source, meaning I really liked books and sometimes podcast episodes to get tips on how to improve. I find this super helpful. For example, let's say decluttering. I know I would like to declutter some areas. So then I go get some tools and resources to help me do that rather than going to somebody's house and being like, wow, their house is so neat and organized. And wow, I'm not neat and organized. No, that's not helpful. Rather, I can recognize that is a weakness and what can I do to turn that into a strength and finding tips and tools to help me do that. And that's why I love sharing tips and tools. And maybe later this year, I'll share some of my decluttering ones. I've definitely been diving into that. The next would just be emotions that come up. Guilt and shame are pretty big lower vibration energies or emotions that lead to us loving ourselves less. I have a whole episode on vibrations of different emotions, and there's a lot of lower vibration emotions that it's again normal to feel because we're human. However, when we stay stuck in a cycle and spinning in those emotions, then it just pulls us down and prevents us or makes it harder to love ourselves. Let's dive a little deeper into guilt and shame because these I think are 2 big ones that inhibit us from loving ourselves. Shame is when we do something and it feels like we are less than because of what we've done. So this tends to make us want to hide what we've done or even just hide ourselves. And it is one of the lowest vibrations, shame. Guilt is also on the lower end, but it's higher than shame because guilt is like, I did something wrong and I feel bad about it. It's not like I am bad because I did that. I did something wrong and I feel bad about it. This leaves more room to change. And I think godly sorrow is actually a higher vibration, probably in the neutral to high part, because it has that, I think, for me, like I know God loves me no matter what. So if I do something wrong, God still loves me. And I desire to change what I did so that I can be more of who I know I actually am, if that makes sense. So, shame, I did something wrong, so I am wrong and I want to hide. Guilt, I did something wrong and I feel bad about it. Godly sorrow, I did something wrong and I know it's not in alignment with who I am and I want to change to be better. Okay. These emotions, again, there's others. I'll link to my other emotion vibrational chart episode that I know can inhibit us from loving ourselves. And then I would say what fits in with this are limiting beliefs. We may not even be aware of all the beliefs. Well, I know we're not even aware of all the beliefs or thoughts that we're having about ourselves. And sometimes it can be a little shocking when we realize what we're thinking. And it can take years and lots of experiences to get to that point where we're recognizing all the limiting beliefs we have that are preventing us from loving ourselves fully. As I mentioned in last week's episode, I had a really hard freshman year at college, and it left me not feeling great about myself. And I worked really hard at changing my beliefs that summer, and it made a huge difference in the ability I had to then love myself. Some typical limiting beliefs that would inhibit you from loving yourself would be, I'm not worthy of love. I don't deserve love. I'm unlovable. And some of these beliefs are not even your own. They could be inherited or passed down to you from your parents or grandparents. So I know the power of changing your beliefs. It doesn't have to be hard to change them. You just have to be aware of them and accept that you have it without judgment, and then do some simple steps to change it. Sometimes it goes a little deeper, and it's helpful to have somebody walk you through those steps. And that is one thing that I'll be doing as an add-on. I'm doing the 21-day Love Yourself Challenge, which is free. And I'll share a link at the end where you can access that. I will also have a classroom option that is paid that will have extra resources that can help you to change some of these beliefs, recognize your emotions, raise those emotions to a higher vibration emotion. And also I'll work on the comparison issue as well. Again, these are things you can work on your own, and that's great. But if you want some added help, I'll definitely be able to help you with that. Thanks for listening today. I'm so excited for my upcoming Love Yourself More 21-day challenge. You can participate for free on Instagram at Power Up Your Prayers or in my Facebook group, Empower with Sheridan, from February 12th through March 4th. I'm also offering this Love Yourself More 21-day challenge as a class with extra bonuses, including visualizations, journaling prompts, and a group Zoom class to help you clear limiting beliefs and emotions so that you can better love yourself. The best part about signing up for the class is it will be there forever, and you can take longer than the 21 days if you need to, and always access the information, visualizations, etc. Visit SheridanRipley.com/Love Yourself More for information. I also have some packages I'm currently offering to support you more fully during this journey if you're interested.